Right, welcome ladies and gentlemen. Terminator Zero, which is a new anime. Yeah, Terminator is an anime. Released today on Netflix. I've not had a chance to watch it because unfortunately I have had to endure 2 episodes of The Rings of Power Season 2. It's awful. It's absolutely atrocious. I've reviewed it. I think I'm probably going to stop now. I don't know. But I haven't had a chance to watch Terminator Zero. But the first reviews are in. Okay? And they're good. They're really, really positive. So, shall we take a look? I think we should. I'm excited for all this. I was kind of excited for all this from the start, to be honest. Just because it's... I think this is the avenue that Terminator should go down, right? You know, hear me out. Let me just shuffle around. We've had lots of movies. We've had lots of garbage movies. The amount of money that needs to be spent to make these films, it's just too much now. And it makes significant sense to take a step back from all of this, you know, churning out films that people don't really care about. They're not making money. I mean, the last film lost hundreds of millions of dollars. And just sort of pique people's interest slowly again, you know. Stop doing such grandiose films. You can do grandiose in a different medium, like an anime, on Netflix. More accessible, and it's also accessible without the risk factor for people. So going to the movies is risky because you're spending your money on something. And it's risky if you're not 100% certain it's going to be good. And these films have not been very good. Their track record's terrible. So it makes a lot of sense to take a step back and invest money in something which becomes broader, you know, mass appeal, right? Because Netflix, most people have Netflix. Whether you do or don't, most people do. And it doesn't cost them anything to access it straight away at point of access, right? They got their monthly subscription. They can just watch this and be like, oh, this is quite good. And then rebuild the franchise that way. This is smart thinking, I believe. I thought I'd just say that from the off because I think this is the way to go. And then you can create new fans, or at least instill in the fandom that they're moving in the right direction, moving forwards. And then come back with a film eventually. So let's take a look at the reviews, shall we? So Terminator Zero hits Netflix amid highly positive first reviews. If you've seen it, what did you think of it? Let me know down below. I've not watched it. I don't know. But I'd love to hear your thoughts. So it says this. 3 billion human lives ended on August 29th, 1997. The survivors of the nuclear fire called the war Judgment Day. And that's why it was a nice little nod that they released it today, August 29th. It's cool. It's a cool little thing. So despite... we're not going to get into that. But anyway... This project takes the classic sci-fi franchise in a completely new direction by moving the story to Tokyo, Japan, and for the first time shifting away from Sarah and John Connor, who have together or separately featured in all previous Terminator movies, and I think that's smart. It's unusual for the streamer to debut new content on a Thursday, but August 29th is Judgment Day. So the first reviews are now in, and whilst critics weren't completely won over by the anime, the majority were full of praise for what sounds like an intriguing new take on the story. And I'm looking forward to watching it, just to at least see. So there's no Rotten Tomatoes score raise yet, but who cares about that really? And so here's some of the reviews, right? I binged all 8 episodes of Terminator Zero to write this Games Radar review, and I'm glad I did, because this is the Terminator I fell in love with as a kid. I love how Mattson Tomlin and the team pay homage to the classics while still forging a brand new path. Good. That's how you do it. That's good. Terminator Zero is an action-packed, thrilling story that hits the gas from the word go and never stops. It takes classic Terminator themes, explores them much more profoundly. That's good. Because there's some deep themes in Terminator, which they're only surface level. They're not actually explored to any great depth. So that's good. And packs a considerable punch. I adored the world building and animation in this. Bravo, Mattson Tomlin. And look at the designs. Man, they're fucking epic. Terminator Zero showcases the best within the Terminator franchise and explores elements that have never truly been touched before. Mattson Tomlin delivers a whole new direction for the Terminator franchise to follow and delivers it with stylistic flair. And it is beautifully done. I mean, look at this stuff. It's incredible artwork. Terminator Zero is more interested in brains than brawn. That's a good thing. Different. Terminator Zero review. Stellar animation can't save Netflix's twist-heavy series. So, Collider didn't enjoy it. Terminator Zero may have been more effective in a more condensed format. Terminator Zero is not only the best thing the franchise has seen in years, but also one of the most stylish Netflix animes yet. Should be. It is made by the people that made Ghost in the Shell. Terminator Zero, a thrilling new trajectory for the franchise. Terminator Zero is not only the best thing, but also the stylish Netflix anime, blah, blah, blah. Netflix edges its animation category with a new sci-fi thriller anime series, Terminator. So, there you go. Terminator Zero, Netflix's anime spin-off, gives a classic franchise a promising new look. That's good. You know, we could dive into some of these things and just have a look. So this one was a negative one, right? Collider was negative. Let's have a look and see what they say. We'll just scroll down a little bit. So here we have it. Terminator Zero is an 8-episode adventure on Netflix, but this time it's an anime. With Masashi Kudo as the director, Mattson Tomlin as the showrunner. The collaboration between Skydance Television and Production IG has the talent behind it to produce something special. Terminator Zero includes both the original Japanese version with English subtitles and an English dubbed version with voice talent, including the likes of Andre Holland, Rosario Dawson and Timothy Oliphant. And while the actors are great as always, they're not enough to save a plot that becomes bogged down in exposition and an ending with one twist after another. I don't necessarily think that's bad. You know, exposition isn't necessarily bad when it's done intelligently. The best thing Terminator Zero does is that it gets far, far away from the endless stories about John Connor. We certainly don't need any more of those. That's done by focusing its story in Japan during 2 different timelines. We start in 2022, where a woman named Iko is being chased by a Terminator before being sent back in time, blah, blah, blah. It's here where the vast majority of the action takes place. Fans of the franchise will know that it's in 1997 when Skynet goes online, launches a massive attack. But in Japan, a scientist named Malcolm Lee has built an AI system he calls Kokoro. Kokoro is an interesting name, and it reminds me of lunch, because Kokoro in the UK is a chain of Asian restaurants. And they're very tasty. They do a very good katsu curry, especially if you ask for more sauce. Anyway, which he created to go up against Skynet's impending attack. Skynet launch hasn't happened, yet Malcolm is traumatized by relentless dreams showing him the onslaught and nuclear war to come. For much of Terminator Zero, the viewer is left to guess how he could know so much. Where is his information coming from? Malcolm might be one of our main protagonists, but the mystery surrounding his knowledge also makes him a figure we might not be able to trust. Kokoro speaks in a female form on screen, and is often Malcolm's only source of companionship as he goes into hiding and converses with the only thing that might be able to save humans. This sounds good to me. It's a race against time. They're not saying anything that's bad. Apparently it doesn't play enough to its strengths. Terminator Zero has a lot of good things going for it. The use of animation and new characters makes it feel fresh, something that the franchise badly needs. There's no John Connor, no Sarah Connor, not even a Terminator that looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger. While the killer robots have the same familiar exoskeleton underneath, their appearance on the outside has changed. Terminator Zero also wisely resists the temptation to give away to fan service by not bringing back popular phrases or scenes. Good. Outside of a few small uses of that iconic Terminator theme, composed by Brad Fiedel, Terminator Zero is its own creation. If you haven't seen all the movies or have forgotten the convoluted storylines, no worries, because it doesn't matter here. Good. So what's the issue then? There is so much that Terminator Zero gets right, but sadly it fumbles at times by not focusing on that enough. One rather interesting subplot is that in Japan, guns are hard to come by, but it's not like America, where heroes and villains can logically find guns around any corner, leading to the Terminator films being filled with non-stop gun violence. When Iko ends up in 1997, she doesn't know where to get a gun. The Terminator doesn't either. And for a time it uses a crossbow of its own making attached to its arm. That's a fun new approach. So what's the issue then? You've said that's good. Guns are soon to be found. That's fine. They would be found eventually. There's also the matter of the Terminator villain himself. With Oliphant voicing the English dubbed version of the baddie, that makes Terminator Zero a must-see. Except the Terminator isn't a huge focal point for most of the episodes. But that's fine as well. Too long have we focused on the Terminator. It's good to focus on the Skynet element behind it and the forces trying to battle it, you know, circumventing the Terminator. I think that's good. We'll see anyway. There you go. There's not much else really to say, to be fair. What do you think? I'm excited for this, and I will be watching it and giving you my review soon. Probably not today, though. Maybe tomorrow. So, there you go. First reviews are in. They are mostly very positive. If you've seen it, drop your review down below in the comments. Cheers, guys. Take care. Bye-bye now.